The ECB hits pause. Interest rates unchanged. That decision just dropping 2% on the deposit rate, widely expected, in line with the previous decision.
Yeah, they're not going to pre-commit to any particular path. They're going to take it meeting by meeting, but they are saying that they are determined to ensure that inflation stabilizes. That said, there are so many questions. Does this mean they're done, or does this mean there's one more? And what will it take for them to really begin cutting rates again?
The news conference 30 minutes away on the ground in Frankfurt. Bloomberg's Lizzy Burden. Lizzy, welcome to the programme. Your first takeaway on this decision this morning, and then what to look for with President Lagarde a little bit later.
Well, John, this is exactly what we expected. All but two economists in our survey saw a hold coming because they're waiting for more data, they're waiting for more forecasts, and crucially, they want more clarity on trade. They want to know whether Brussels and Washington can get that trade deal over the line. And indeed, our reporting suggests, as Yahira says, it is just around the corner. But even then, it isn't clear whether there'll be how many rate cuts there'll be from here on out. Berenberg, RBC, for example, saying that you wouldn't need any cuts if they get a 15% deal. But our economists at Bloomberg Economics saying you'd need more cuts in September and December because 15% is higher than 10%, which is what they saw in June, and they saw one more cut then. But you've got to throw on the sectoral levies as well as that. Look, we're half an hour away from that press conference. I am really interested to hear what Lagarde has to say when it comes to the euro. I don't think she's going to be as precise as Luis de Guindos in saying 120 is the level that complicates the disinflation narrative from here. But I really want to hear how humble she is when it comes to talking about how good a position the euro area economy is in. Because last meeting in June, to many, what she said sounded like a victory lap. And this time, if she emphasises the downside risks to growth, many in the market are going to take that as a green light to a September cut.
And also the downside risk to inflation as well, Lizzy, which is something increasingly they've got to think about. There's a line in the statement, it's always there. The Governing Council is not pre-committing to a particular path. But just before that, they say the Governing Council's interest rate decisions will be based on its assessment of the inflation outlook and the risks surrounding it in light of the incoming economic and financial data, as well as the dynamics of underlying inflation and the strength of monetary policy transmission. Just reading between the lines there, Lizzy, what do you think they're getting at?
One of the issues, John, is potential dumping of Chinese goods into the euro area economy. And a lot of that will come down to the talks between China and the EU. The second thing is, as I say, euro strength up 13% year to date against the dollar. And of course, Christine Lagarde in the press conference isn't going to say that they target the exchange rate, but they will be minding it as a channel to influence disinflation. I don't think, as I say, she'll go as far as pinpointing a level, but the more she comes back to that point, the more the market will be minding it.